Hello everyone, we are Matteo and Stefano from youBEAT. So happy for this new 6Shots interview, this time with two guests together. HIISAK, Italian DJ and producer and friend of mine since around 2015-2016.
Exactly.
And the English and Liverpool-based DJ and producer, Corey James.
Yo.
And why together? Because of Underground. Underground is the public answer. Your collaboration featuring Roland Clark, released on October the 13th on 6 Records, with a special edit by the legend Steve Angello.
Yes.
So let's start with 6 questions about this and more personal ones.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. That is actually between your collaboration. So how do you get together, and how this underground collaboration came to be?
Yeah, so we linked up really through like Antoine with Size. Like Paolo is obviously doing some stuff with Size, and I've been doing some stuff with Size. So we were put in touch by Antoine and Paolo's manager, Carlo. We just started, vibing some ideas, sending some ideas back and forth on WhatsApp, and then yeah, we just found this old idea, and it was pretty similar to the House of God. And HIISAK said he'd been speaking to Antoine about doing like a remake of House of God. So yeah, I sent the project over. We went back and forth for a few months, and then we sent it to Steve. He loved it. Sent it to Roland Clark for a vocal, and then yeah, the Underground was born, man. The magic happened.
Yeah, sì, tutto è nato l'anno scorso, appunto come diceva Corey. Poi noi andavamo molto spesso su in Svezia, appunto, dai ragazzi a lavorare in studio, e insomma con Antoine si era parlato di fare quest'idea House of God, e poi Corey aveva una demo molto figa che richiamava le sonorità di House of God. Poi insomma ci siamo mandati gli stems a vicenda, i progetti, e poi insomma è venuta fuori House of God, e in un secondo momento Carlo propose di farla cantare a Roland Clark, la mandammo a Steve ci disse fate questi cut, sistemiamola così e così, e poi presentazione Tomorrowland Winter e via di Underground.
And everything started. Super.
Exactly.
No, that's a very, very cool story. And you both, as a Suzumi, background in common, release the same kind of labels, and now together on sites. My question is about how Steve and Swedish House Mafia, 6 Records, influenced your style also in the past. My answer for the Swedish House Mafia is over there.
Yeah.
Stockholm, 2019. I was there. And then also on my arm, because I have 3 dots. So I am a super fan.
Yeah, I love that one.
And also is thanks to them.
Yeah, the guys, they've been big inspirations ever since I started making music. I remember the first time seeing Steve Angello in Cream in Liverpool, when I can't even remember. I think I was 18. I might have even been 17, to be honest, which I shouldn't have been in the club. But yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was blown away. And then I remember going to Ushuaia in Ibiza when the Swedish House Mafia used to have their residencies there, and every single time, I was just blown away. And I remember watching them and seeing Steve play, and I was just like, one day, I want to do that. That's what I want to do for a career. That's what I want to do for a job. So yeah, I went home and committed my life to it, really. Like for the past 15 years, that's all I've done, make music every day. I left my job. This is all I do, breathe, live music. So it inspired me heavily, man. And just now we're seeing the guys play my music, it's surreal, man. But it just keeps the hunger alive, and it keeps inspiring me to do more, But yeah,
great.
That's my story.
What about you, Paul? Come ti hanno influenzato Swedish?
Vabbè,
Angello?
tu sai fin da sempre che io ho avuto fin dai tempi di Axwell, parliamo dal 2005, fino poi all'esplosione di Swedish House Mafia, per me sono sempre stati loro un'ispirazione per intraprendere, insomma, la passione che poi ormai è il mio lavoro, e loro per me sono sempre stati il mio punto di riferimento fin da sempre, sia a livello sonoro che insomma anche a livello di insomma, impatto col pubblico. Tu poi lo sai benissimo, Matte, no? Insomma, che
Certo.
ritrovarmi adesso in qualche modo a, tra virgolette, lavorarci insieme è stato, insomma, è stata una roba che non mi sarei mai aspettato.
Un sogno.
Sì, diciamo che soprattutto poi la prima volta che sono andato lì da loro, cioè, che praticamente mi ha aperto la porta Steve, ciao, buongiorno, piacere. Che poi vabbè già ci eravamo conosciuti tramite Antoine per appunto già Vasilando, che doveva già uscire un anno prima.
Chiaro, chiaro, chiaro.
Question, it was actually specific for Corey about Steve, and it is how is it working with him? I mean, for Underground, he put his name on it. He actually went for the edit of your track. I wanted to ask you specifically why House of God? Why did you choose that track? How heavy is the end of Steve Angello in a decision standpoint, doing the edit with you? I mean, he wanted to get hands first on the edit you did.
Basically, I think he just chose the track because, you know, timing and everything just seemed right with the record. You know, we'd been going back and forth with the record for a while, and right on this record, you know, the mix down, everything from the kick selection, the sound selection. I just feel like, I don't know, the minute we sent it to Steve, you know, I sent it to Steve on email. He got back to me straight away saying he loved it, and I was just speaking to him. Me and Paolo suggested getting a vocal, and I mentioned it to Steve, and you know, the ideas were just rolling, and then I sent it to him, and he said, I believe that we can do much better arrangements on the record, and you know, tweak it here and there. So we sent him the parts, and then Steve done his own edits and played it the Tomorrowland Winter, and just ever since that, really, that was when the edit was born. You know what I mean? So we discussed a couple of ideas about what else we could do with it, and yeah, Steve's edit just nailed it, man. It was just, that was the icing on the cake, you know, that was the final piece to the puzzle. So yeah.
Great build up, great development.
Yeah, man. Everything was great with the record, and like I said, when we sent it to Roland for the vocals, yeah, it couldn't have been any better. You know, we normally when you send tracks off for vocals, sometimes, you know, you get vocals back and they're not quite there, or you know, you need another take, or 3 takes, 4 takes. But Roland literally sent us the demo back, and that was the record done. You know, it was complete, so it was perfect.
He is great. He is definitely great.
Yeah, he is legend, classic.
Cool. So now let's go with the 4th question. Quarta la domanda. This time for HIISAK. So Paul, you're a DJ producer, also ghost producer and drummer. Talking about sound elements, which sound element you feel closer to HIISAK vision and fundamental when producing, and what about the cowbell reactions while performing? Quindi parliamo di elementi sonori, quali sono davvero fondamentali per lo stile di HIISAK, no? Nella produzione, e quali davvero, anche suonando sempre di più ora live, come il cowbell, no? di Underground, davvero ti danno questa reaction, no? della crowd.
Guarda, ti dico, dopo aver prodotto insieme a Corey House of God, ti dico, cioè, ho ritrovato l'HIISAK cioè l'HIISAK che sono sincero, si era un po' perso negli anni, e che iniziò appunto proprio col movimento percussivo. Poi tu ti ricordi proprio gli inizi di questo movimento. Poi purtroppo poi le tendenze sono un po' cambiate, poi insomma il Covid ha dato un po' la mazzata finale per quanto riguardava poi appunto la parte più clubbing, e la cosa buffa che ora è tornato questo movimento molto più percussivo e clubbing, e quindi per me è stata una rinascita, e ho ritrovato appunto il mio suono, e anche portandolo nei live set, cioè, e quindi per me questa è stata, posso dire, una rinascita, e insomma parte fondamentale che poi neanche del nuovo HIISAK, di HIISAK per come è nato alla fine.
Certo, certo, ti senti tu stesso, no? Più autentico, più nel tuo mondo, no? Adesso
Sì, no, beh, assolutamente. Poi ovviamente, essendo un po' più vecchietto, insomma, abbiamo ripreso anche delle sonorità fine 90, forse inizi 2000, dalla vecchia underground, no? Che poi comunque, vabbè, cioè, The Underground è un pezzo degli anni 2000, cioè un pezzo underground, delle tracce underground della vecchia era praticamente,
chiaro,
no?
chiaro, chiaro.
E quindi poi, sai, movimento super percussivo, siamo andati praticamente a nozze con questa traccia
Esatto,
qua.
esatto, esatto. No, è
Poi
vero.
conoscendo anche i gusti di, insomma, Sebastian, Steve, Axel, li abbiamo presi proprio
In
in
pieno.
pieno, no?
In fact, Corey, we are talking about, the cowbell, the underground movement, is coming back also on the mainstream side, because of course, like, we all know techno is, eternal, but also, that kind of underground elements now they are, driven more to a wider audience, to a
Yeah,
mainstream audience, and it's
yeah,
crazy to see, like, of course, like Swedish Mafia sets, they are more underground. Also, like, for example, Medusa sets are
yeah,
more underground. The releases are more, commercial, more dance, but
yeah.
the live set is more underground. So what are your thoughts about, like, for example, cowbells, this techno and also hyper techno movement, that's rising and rising?
Yeah, I mean, I find like this in my eyes, the Swedish House Mafia. They were some of the first guys to ever do that kind of stuff. Like back in the early 2000s, back in the 90s, them guys have been doing that stuff. You know what I mean? So for them, it's second nature. They've been in the clubs before I was even born. You know what I mean? So like them guys kind of made that sound. Back in the day. So like now I find it's nice to see, especially with me. I feel like I reinvented my sound, during COVID and pandemic, and like I went back to what I was thinking, like, am I really happy playing this kind of stuff that I'm playing, where I was making progressive and melodic, and for me, like, I don't get me wrong, I love all that stuff, but it's not really what I wanted to play, what I wanted to play out. Like, when I go out with friends, we go to techno events, we go to underground clubs in Liverpool, and like that heavily inspired my sound. Like, I remember being in a circus event, which is a event in Liverpool, and there was obviously a lot of the guys will know Sam Paganini. I
Yeah.
seen Sam Paganini and his techno, and honest to God, it blew me away. And kind of like, I think after that record, I made Orinoco, which is like a heavy influence of like techno, but then I took it to the EDM sound at the time, So it's like, I think it's just a case of going back to the roots, and seeing getting inspiration from the old times, like the 90s, them really sick underground clubs, the sick vibes of techno, where it was all born really. And obviously, I think
It's a big mashup, the underground.
yeah, I love it, man. It's like it's great to see that music's always evolving. It's in like, whether it's 10-20 year cycles, inspiration never really goes. It comes back around, and people are like, now, for example, in the UK, a lot of people are doing this like Euro dance, like donk, and like that was kind of dead and buried, and then now you got all kinds of people bringing out this donk sound. So yeah, I mean, that's the magic of music, man. Inspiration can strike at any time, and sounds come back around and sounds go, man.
Cool, super, super, super cool.
And after that, I mean, what's next after Underground? You wanna team together for I don't know, maybe a follow-up after some times, or if you got any project involving the both of you, and even individually, if you're going straight down this path with this sound, or if you are actually in mind of staying in the Size family, so following your releases there.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, we're already working on something else. Me and Paolo working on another track straight away.
Nice. So you're
we
cooking.
may have already tested it and played it somewhere live.
Okay.
I'll give you the hint. It was with Steve Angello. May have been at Tomorrowland.
Wow. Great.
But
Yes.
yeah, we're working on something new at the moment. We just need to do a few more tweaks. You know how it is, never-ending tweaks. But we'll get there. And yeah, it's sounding really good, man. And of course, yeah, like you said, the Size family. Been in the Size family for some years now, and you know I love it. We don't expect to go anywhere else. Yeah, it's like, you know, it makes perfect sense, like you say. Like our sounds heavily inspired by Steve Angello and Swedish House Mafia, so you know there wouldn't really be a better home for our stuff. So yeah, keep an eye out, and we've got plenty more music to come on and labels.
Of course. And HIISAC, next releases, prossime uscite, proprio in breve, se puoi dirci qualcosa al volo.
Settimana prossima uscirà Alright, remixato da... Poi lo vedrete, non posso dire. E poi uscirà, che comunque vabbè, che abbiamo già suonato con Steve al Tomorrowland, al Winter, poi Steve già la sta suonando comunque beh, in giro. Ve lo ricordate il vecchio H di Steve, Who's Who?
Certo.
E praticamente uscirà praticamente Not So Dirty Remix HIISAC, che è un vecchio H di Steve, un giro abbastanza conosciuto, che riprese anche Dennis Coyu ai tempi.
Figo.
E poi vabbè, appunto ci sarà comunque il follow up con Corey James, che stiamo già lavorando, con una cantante anche abbastanza importante. Poi ci sarà un altro follow up con Antoine. Insomma, ci sono un po' di cose in cantiere. Poi insomma si stanno aprendo anche, insomma, sai, poi show, robe, gestisci qua, gestisci là, insomma. Ti dico la verità, per me è anche un po' riniziare da, come si dice, da zero, da capo, insomma. Anche perché sai benissimo che non volevo fare più l'artista, è brutto da dire, ma non volevo farlo più.
Vero. Paul was saying that in Italian that it's like a resurrection, it's a new artist path for him, not just as producer like in the latest.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Corey? How this impact on your current, situation? Also because, and this is the last question, you both were selected as Tomorrowland Future 4, for example. You, Corey, in 2021, and you, Paul, HIISAC, in 2023.
Exactly.
Do you mean in terms of the release?
Yeah, in terms of of the passion and the direction, because at Tomorrowland you shared the console also with Steve Angello, Tomorrowland Belgium, doing very good stuff together and presenting new ideas and something really interesting. And the last question is like, if you could choose a word to define your current situation, what's happening to you, a word that could be an adjective or like
magical.
and that's it. What's the word?
I think magical, man, because yeah, like I mean after the pandemic, it was a tough time for a lot of people, and especially the creatives and the people in the music industry. It kind of felt like our world had stopped. Like, it's going from the clubs and like so many people, like you play into thousands of people, hundreds of people every weekend, and then it just stopped. You know, it was a tough time, and like I know for myself, I wasn't inspired. I lost a lot of inspiration. You know, I was down, and like it took me a while to regain and work out what I wanted to do in the direction. You know, and yeah, ever since, you know, finding the direction and the passion, once that was back, I mean, I've been on fire, man. I'm so motivated, and like so much new music, so it's like, you know, I'm super excited for what's to come, and you know, to drop all this new music, and it's just nice, man, to feel yeah, to feel like you've back on track, and you know your sound and where you want to go with your sound, and it's just inspiring, man. Very inspiring.
And what a way to come back. The track is currently played all over the world by Swedish Mafia, but not only, because it's #2 top overall tracks on 1001 track list. So like over 70 supports. I checked it before. So it's definitely around, definitely all over the world. That's something I would like to ask you, you know, what's the feeling about it?
Yeah, I think it's just a trigger reaction, you know, a chain reaction. Like, you know, you see someone playing it and it inspires you to then get back in the studio and write something else. And then, you know, someone else who you didn't expect to play it plays it. And then you get more inspiration. And it's just crazy, man. It triggers a lot. And, you know, I'm so appreciative for everyone who's shown support on the record and supporting our journey. And yeah, I mean, all the listeners, all the people messaging us, it's mind blowing, man. It really does feel surreal, but it's yeah, I'm grateful, man, and it inspires me to get back in the studio and write some more hits.
And we are super happy for you both. And now the word from HIISAK, parola per definire tutto questo che sta succedendo.
Sì. No, dai, nel senso, sono super stracontento di tutto, insomma, che poi è stato tutto un po' improvviso, cioè non ce lo aspettavamo forse nemmeno io né Corey, quando, almeno mi ricordo soltanto quando Steve ci ha mandato la mail con scritto "The people freak out". Do you remember, Corey? Da lì abbiamo detto ciao. E poi, insomma, è stata la presentazione la prima volta degli Swedish, insomma, quando gli Swedish non avevano suonato lì a Miami, all'Ultra, insomma, da lì è stata una roba, cioè, mega, insomma.
Che sogno.
Super.
Se guardi bene su 1001 in giro, c'è anche una versione di Hardwell che sta girando, di Corey James, HIISAK, Hardwell.
Hardwell.
Sì, l'ha già suonata all'Agre, a ADA. Sì, però non si sa se è una cosa che sarà. Al momento ha fatto questa versione techno, ci sta, bella, però insomma dai, una roba.
You're talking about the Hardwell remix?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
The rework on EDA.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yes.
What's your feedback on the track, Corey?
On the Hardwell.
Yeah,
it's really sick, man. It's nice.
Yeah.
I really like it. I messaged him on Instagram to ask for it, and he sent me it. So yeah, it's pretty sick, man. Pretty sick.
Nice.
Super curious.
It's everywhere. Underground is everywhere.
Vediamo appunto cosa succederà. Cioè, magari può essere che Size la firmi come alta versione, anche perché comunque per Size può essere una buona, insomma, visibilità, cioè avere Hardwell, insomma, come chiamiamo artista, tra virgolette, di Sites, no?
Yeah,
cioè,
maybe we need some more remixes. We need to ask some more people to remix it and get a remix package going.
That would be a great idea. Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah. Super. So thank you guys. It was a pleasure. We wish you the best for your future, and yeah, we hope to see you performing around soon, and we keep listening your music. So follow Corey James, HIISAK on socials and DSP.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys, and yeah, I look forward to seeing it live. I appreciate it.
Thank you. See you with another episode of youBEAT 6Shots. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Corey.
Bye bye.
Bye, Paul.